Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the SlowBroz podcast, episode 3. I'm Nick, and I got, the usual co-host, Mike. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Excited to get podcast number 3 going right now.
Yeah, and we're excited to have our guest, our boy, Mitch, aka Blizzard. Mitch, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. Happy to be here.
Hell yeah, my man. We love to hear that, and we love to have you on. So, yeah, quickly, before we get into everything, we'll go over the topics as well as we'll do a little bit of an interview with Mitch, so you guys get to know a little bit more. But before we get into that, check out all of our links in the description. We have our Anchor, we have our Spotify. Also, make sure to check out Mitch. He's a fucking homie. All of his links will be down there, as well as Mike and I's link. Those are always down there as well. So the topics we'll be talking about, some stuff zombies, and we'll be talking about like some stuff streaming wise. These are Mike and I both agree, like these are all really good topics for Mitch that we can have like a pretty long conversation about. So firstly, we'll be talking about casual versus competitive zombies. Was like being a casual, was like being a competitive player, what defines a casual and a competitive player. Secondly, burnout on zombies, especially with right now, the burnout is pretty crazy in zombies for most people. And then some streaming topics we'll be talking about, streamer depression, what that is, what's like going through it, all that stuff. Then growing on Twitch with a low budget. New streamers that are listening to this, you guys would definitely love to hear about that because Mitch has a ton of experience with that, and we'll be get into his mind a little bit with that. And then lastly, variety streaming, because same thing with Mitch. Mitch just recently got into variety streaming, and yeah, we'll just be talking about what's like going from playing pretty much just one game to playing a whole bunch of games. It's a really big jump. So yeah, so let's get to know you a little bit, Mitch. Mitch, I'm gonna throw you on spot, but would you like to introduce yourself any way you want to?
Okay, so hi, I'm Mitch. Most people know me as xblizzard22gaming, nicknames Blizz, etc. I am a Twitch streamer, and I do zombies, and I've actually just recently gone into more variety streaming.
Hell yeah, I'm proud of you, Mitch. I'm proud of you, my man. So yeah, so first question we got to do, and these questions we're gonna ask you, they're pretty basic, nothing too special. But what first got you into gaming or video games as a whole?
So I was a kid obsessed with Pokemon, and I got the first DS. It was red, and then I got Pokemon Soul Silver. That was my first video game that I got. But how I really got into like more multiplayer type games was a 8-year-old kid. His friend, that 8-year-old was me. My friend showed me Roblox, and I actually played that. And like, this was when Roblox was new, which is, it's so like weird and kind of cringy nowadays, but that's how I got into more multiplayer type games. And I got an Xbox, and here we are.
What year did Roblox even come out? What?
Yeah, this was before like you could even like make your own games and stuff at first. Yeah.
Was I the only one that never heard of Roblox until like a year ago? Like I swear
you're like the only one.
I was living under a rock or something. I don't know. I'd never heard of it. I was into Minecraft and Pokemon and Team Fortress 2, but I had never heard of Roblox. I don't know, man. It was that popular? Like everybody knew it?
It wasn't like super popular, but it was just, I don't know how to explain it. It was just one of those like PC games where if you were a kid looking for games to play on your PC, well, your mom's PC, at least in my case, then yeah, it was like one of the #1 things you would find.
Yeah, that's weird. I was always searching for free-to-play games. I would look everywhere. In-browser games, things that I could download, all that stuff. And I didn't find that many games, and I ended up just playing stuff like Team Fortress 2 and Minecraft a lot. I really don't know how I didn't come across Roblox. It seems pretty weird. But maybe I'll try it soon on stream. Let me know if you guys want to see a Big Mike, NicZombies, and xblizzard22gaming Roblox stream. We got you.
We have to now. We have to now.
We got you, bro.
Oh yeah, now we're just committed to it. So.
All right.
That's actually super interesting. That's what got you into multiplayer is Roblox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so next question I got for you, Mitch. What is your favorite video game of all time? And it can obviously be anything, not just Call of Duty.
Oh, this is actually a really good one. Wow, I have to go with Pokemon Soul Silver just because that was my first game.
Let's go.
I have to say that one.
What about it makes it your favorite game of all time? Is it nostalgia? Is it just like the content in it, or what, man?
Actually, a little bit of both. Definitely, I will say this right now. Definitely, nostalgia plays a huge part in that because it was obviously my first video game I ever got. But I also feel like Pokemon Soul Silver and Heart Gold, both as a whole, are probably the closest to perfect Pokemon games we'll get just because of the sheer amount of content and things you can do in them. So yeah.
I'm going to have to agree 100% with that. Soul Silver is my favorite Pokemon game. Also, just the fact that it's basically 2 games put into one. You can do the first 8 gyms in the Johto region, do the second set of 8 gyms in the Kanto region, and in between that you fight the champion once after the first 8 gyms and once after the second 8 gyms, and then you have the boss of like the whole game, Red, or he has some of the highest level Pokemon I've ever seen in a game, and it's a pretty difficult battle, and the music is insane too, and just altogether the game gives you such a unique Pokemon experience. I really love it.
100%. I agree.
Yeah. All right,
all my homies love Pokemon.
Have you played Soul Silver, Nick?
Dude, I've only played Black and White and Black and White 2.
Dude,
you have to, man.
Yeah, I've gone like an emulator or something.
You should.
Like, I mean, they don't really distribute DSs anymore, and the only one I had, I broke in half like 10 years ago.
No, it's nice on emulator being able to fast forward and stuff. Because after playing fast forward, I can't go back to playing regular. I played fast forward for a bunch of ROMs or a bunch of emulator Pokemon games, and it's so nice and it's so much less annoying to not have to wait for all the text that's going by and the long battle animations. You could just get through these games quick and suck in as much content as possible. So I'll hit you up with the files. I definitely got some files if you want to play any of the Pokemon games.
I think my only thing though with an emulator, because I play all my games on the cartridges. Like I still have them. I still have my DSs and stuff. I think my only thing is like this is just completely me. I just like having it there. I like having the cartridge in person. I can put it in a DS and then go there and like look at everything. And I don't know. I guess I like the authentic feel of having it. But no, emulator is the way to go for streaming and stuff.
Yeah, I can 100% like understand that authentic experience is really nice, but after playing so much fast forward, I just can't go back to that. I would love to, but it just feels so freakishly slow that I don't think I could last through a whole game. But yeah.
All right. So now we'll kind of go into some just generic basic zombies questions for you. Firstly, for that, was your first Call of Duty Zombies map, and you'll answer this with the question, but game of all time?
So the first Zombies map and game that I played?
Yeah.
BO1 Kino at my cousin's house.
Ooh.
Yep.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I actually quit though because he was obviously helping me and stuff. It's funny, most kids like they got scared of like the hellhounds. I got scared of the Nova crawlers. He helped me turn on power, and when they crawled down the wall and they would make that creepy noise, I remember this so vividly. I handed him the controller and said, "I'm done now." I'm dead serious.
No, I was thinking when he first said Nova crawlers, like, what the fuck, who the hell is scared of Nova Crawlers? Then they just make those sounds and they crawl down the walls and have that like green shit following them. I get that for sure.
Oh yeah.
But that was also my first zombies map that I ever played, because I wasn't allowed to play zombies and stuff when I was a kid, or I wasn't allowed to play M game. So I would go over to like friend's house and secretly play zombies. And I played Kino and I was horrible, but I just loved playing it. And I always dreamed about the day that I could own my own Call of Duty Zombies game. And whenever somebody had an Xbox, I was like, "Oh, do you have zombies? Do you have zombies, man?" I was like an addict. I was like a nicotine addict that just couldn't get enough of it. But
Mike was the kid that would be like, "Do you have games on your phone?" But before it was cool.
Yes, on the
Mike
flip
was that
phone,
kid.
dude. Do you have games on your BlackBerry, man?
Yeah.
Oh, the BlackBerry. Holy shit, that's so old. All right, next question we got to favorite map of all time and why?
BO2 Origins. I love the atmosphere. I love the BO2 mechanics that flow with the just the map of Origins. I love all the content that's on Origins. Just everything about it is just perfect in my eyes.
BO2 Origins was, I'm not gonna say perfect, but definitely like the closest thing we have to.
Yeah, I agree.
I love BO2 Origins, man. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the high rounds. One reason, because I'm not great at it, but also I'm not a huge fan of camping strategies. I know it's just the early rounds that you camp, but just as a whole, Origins gives me a feeling that no other map gives me, and I could go on there any day and just enjoy it and love it.
Yeah. There's just not many maps and zombies that have that feeling.
I would say SOE.
SOE is up there for me too.
Yeah, like something about the music, like SOE and Origins, they both have some really unique music that adds to that experience, and I can just picture it in my mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, think about it now. It's crazy that we got both those maps like back to back. Like if you technically think about it,
I didn't even think about that.
We went Origins to SOE, and then if you want to think about like something depending on DE, we went Origins SOE DE.
Yeah, and everybody loves DE. I'm not a huge fan, but I know
I'm not a huge fan of it.
It's loved by the community. But yeah, that's a pretty insane back to back map set. That's really cool.
Probably like the best 2 or 3 map set like we've ever had in the.
I saw on Twitter the other day somebody was saying like the best set of maps was the chaos maps from Black Ops 4.
Huh?
Like, I'm the best set of 4 maps in a row. The chaos maps from BO4. Was that 9? Ancient Evil, Dead of the Night. Am I missing one?
Wait, 9 Voyage.
Voyage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, though although I don't like BO4 and its mechanics, I can't really deny that those maps are pretty cool.
I can be really technical. Should I get really technical?
Sure.
Origins SOE Giant DE.
Giant, no. I mean, Giant's a remaster.
Am I the only one that really likes Giant?
But you shouldn't count that. It's a remaster. I don't think.
We're not counting it.
No, it's like Giant's cool and everything, and I think it was a good addition to the game. But I don't think you should really compare that to like a real map, like the chaos maps we're talking about.
Okay,
or
if
Origins.
we're not counting that, I think the best set of 4 maps to come out would be, I would say, Mob, Buried, Origins, SOE. Because you include Mob. I think Mob's a good map.
Yeah.
And then depends on your view of Buried. I think Buried's like a top 10 map.
Oh, yeah, no, it deserves that.
Buried's just, I can't describe it. I like Buried. It's not my favorite map. I don't dislike it at all. It's just like, it's good the way it is. I think it's a really good map.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good set too. And
I don't know why I change about it, but like,
yeah. Buried's one map.
I would change. The only thing I would change about Buried is just maybe like put in an area that's like easier to train. Like, obviously, the
Oh
high round
yeah.
strat, like, the meta strat would still be, like, fast camping. But,
Mhm.
like, for the more casual players that, like, will just train around for hours until, like, that round 50 or whatever, I think
Mhm.
there just should have been, like, a nice training spot for that. Other than that, I do like Buried. I don't know what it is about it, but
It is really tight. Like, now that I think about it, the one by the box spot where you lock the box, like the first box spot, that's incredibly tight. A lot of like ground spawns and stuff. And then there's the one in front of the saloon where there's also some ground spawns, I think, and there's a lot of tight corners, and there's nowhere else on the map really where you can just train. So I guess that's a really good point. If there was one thing they could change about Buried, which I don't think it should be remastered. I think it's great the way it is, but if they made a remaster, they should add some sort of area that could give a different type of strat, because not everybody wants to sit by Jug and use the little mini T-gun trap thingy. I don't know what that thing's called, the subsurface resonator, and sit there the whole game, because that shit is boring. I'm sorry to say, that is boring. Russian was saying it on Twitter, like, he likes Buried, but the one problem is he wants to see more than the fucking Jug alleyway.
Yeah,
like, there's nothing else you see.
All right. And then so for the final question, I butchered that. Final question, Mitch. Favorite zombies memory of all time, can literally be anything, just your favorite memory associated with zombies.
Okay, so this one's super cliche, but my first round 100 on BO2 Origins, because I had my chat, Mike, I think you were there for that.
Was that 2018 New Year's? Was that then or no?
No. It was actually way after that, because that was on BO3, but it was on BO2. I got my first round 100 on BO2 Origins. There were a ton of people around the community there. And there was obviously like my community, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just a big deal to me because I wanted around 100 on my favorite map, and BO2 Origins is the second hardest round 100 to get on BO2. So it was a really, really good experience and really good memory.
Yeah, I bet, man. I remember my first round on 100. I got it off stream. My dumbass was playing Mob of the Dead on stream, and then I would pause and I would play off stream a little bit. And I decided at like 2 a.m. to not stream it and get my first round 100. I recorded it on Snapchat and posted it, showed the round transition from 99 to 100, but I didn't stream it to my average of 3 viewers. I don't know. I don't know what was up with me then, but it was really cool. It was really, really cool to get that.
Yeah, hitting like round 100 for your first time is like always, especially when it's your favorite fucking map of all time. That's like that's like the best, seriously.
What was your first round 100, Nick?
Fucking Revelation.
Oh my god, really?
Okay, I did get like even like I've even like in my eyes I've even like gone good at zombies like this year, but like, and like most like people's like I didn't even get like good until like BO3, because BO2 was my fucking first game.
Yeah.
And how like I started to get good in quotation at zombies was like I grinded fucking Origins BO2 with friends at like my school. We'd fucking grind. I was always like the best out of them, but like I'd literally play fucking BO2 Origins with them all the fucking time. And like you can like see like the proof of like I ain't really high around BO2. BO3 was like the first game that like, oh, you know, I'll get around 100. And then yeah, Revelations came out. The spawn strat was found out in like 2 fucking days, and like I got around 100. I was like, let's go. Even though I was just staring at 2 fucking windows and just a blue fucking door. That's all it was. Just spamming a path again.
I mean, BO3 kind of catered more to, I think BO3 was a great combination of things, because there's skill involved on getting around 100s and getting them fast, no gums versus like classics or megas, but also I think casuals were more likely to go for high rounds on it, because getting around 100 on BO3 is very, very fast compared to something like a Mob of the Dead or Buried. I'm pretty sure Buried is slow. Or I know Origins is fast. if you know how to play it correctly, but Origins could probably take a while if you didn't know how to play it correctly. But BO3 kind of gave a lot for pretty much anybody in the community. If you were like high skilled, low skilled, you just wanted to go have fun, play with megas and stuff. But yeah, I think that was honestly a pretty good place in Zombies for like you were casual at that point, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and you were able to get round 100, and it was satisfying. But then there's somebody like,
oh yeah,
Mitch. Okay, I'm not gonna say. I know you say you're casual, but skill wise, you don't have casual skill. Like around 100 on Kino BO3 still requires a lot of skill, especially if you play with no gums or classics, and like that's still super satisfying to get. I don't even have a fucking round 100 on Kino, but yeah, I like BO3. I really do, man.
Remember when you challenged me to a competition on BO3 Kino?
Mm-hmm.
No gums, and like I think it was like my third game or something. I got 100, and you said you quit. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was I think that was a period of like a week or two where I was pissed at Zombies, dude.
You were.
The amount of games I threw in Alley, because I pushed Alley pretty deep. Like I know it'd be safer to just go into the trap strat, but I like pushing Alley. I think it's fun. And then I would die in the alley a bunch. And then when I would actually make it to the trap strat, I'd only gotten there like once or twice. So I didn't have a lot of practice. Then I would die there too. And I wasn't playing with QR. And
yeah.
Oh,
those good times. Poor Mike.
We need to have another challenge. Oh, I have a challenge. Maybe you could go for a 255 on Ascension.
Yeah, I need to so bad.
I don't blame you if you don't want to. I wouldn't be mad if you didn't go for that 255 because that was excruciating, man. That was terrible.
No, I need to. It's just, dude, I can't even play. We'll get into that later in the topics, but yeah, dude, I can barely load up BO2, let alone BO3.
Yeah. No, I get that, man. I get that for sure. So, do we want to bring that into do you guys want to talk about Burnout on Zombies now, or should we talk about?
Yeah, we can talk about Burnout now. We can use that as a transitioning point.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. Burnout on Zombies. The reason why we want to talk about this is, well, one, our guest Mitch, he's experiencing really rough burnout, and between Mike and I, we're definitely experiencing burnout on a certain level. But as well as just like, there's probably like a vast majority of the community that's just going through it, and like we can talk about like how it happens, why it happens, because just the community as like a whole, like we're in like a really weird spot. There's not that many people playing Zombies. There's not that many people that want to play it, and on top of that, there's not that many people that want to like watch it. So it just feels like us as a community as like a whole, Zombies is just at a low point, and none of us would have expected that with Cold War. I like all three of us, people listening to this, there was probably a bunch of us that went to Cold War like, yo, Cold War has the opportunity to be an awesome game. For us streamers, we're like, okay, this could be a really good growing opportunity. And then here comes the black hole and just bam, bam, bam.
Yep. That's exactly how it is.
Just tossed.
Just destroyed all our hopes and dreams. But, yep. I mean, we talked about this a lot in the last episode, how there's a lot of hype leading up to it. And when there's a lot of hype, and the game really is completely below expectations, you take a hard fall on that when you're super excited and then it's just way down there. You're obviously going to feel like shit, and it's going to be really disappointing to see, especially when streaming and how successful your streams are and how enjoyable it has to do with your mood. Like how well your stream is doing, it can definitely affect how you feel as a person, even when you're not streaming. Like that has to do with streamer depression and everything, but just a game failing so hard like that when you wanted it to do well so bad, it can really take a toll on you and your mindset towards streaming and playing Zombies in general.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. The burnout on Zombies, I wanted, it's like Nick said, like we all wanted Cold War to be like that game, and the growth opportunity was just simply not there for many people. Obviously, there are some exceptions, but even those exceptions, even right now, they are starting to like you're starting to see like the people that really like did blow up from Cold War, even they're starting to take like the fall from it, and they are experiencing burnout. And I think it just comes to this is gonna like kind of make some people mad, but I love zombies, and I mean this in like the least like hurtful way. But like zombies really is kind of like the king of repetitive gameplay, because yes, you have all these different maps you can play with different gameplay, but you can only do it like so many times. And even then, like a lot of the maps just have like a bunch of the same strats too. And the maps that have exclusive strats, they can get old fast too. And especially with like newer zombies, where like for example, Cold War. Cold War's meta is Ring of Fire ray gun. And while it's a fast camping strat, every map that comes out, high rounds are only going to be popular for maybe like the first couple weeks, but it's just going to come down to, okay, we got a new map. Where's the best place to put down Ring of Fire and shoot the ray gun? That's just what every map's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's literally the same thing as BO4, where it's like BO4, you would just get Helion Salvo, and a couple maps were like trap strat maps. But the reason Cold War gets less shit than BO4 for that camping like boring strategy gameplay is because Cold War has significantly less zombie count than the previous titles, which makes camping a lot faster. So
I never even thought about it like that. Like, I mean, I obviously knew that Cold War has like significantly less zombies, 300 something per round. But I never thought of like, that being like the reason why people don't give a shit. I think another reason why BO4 gets shit, this is like kind of off topic. It's like the launch of that game, like, there was like all like the fucking blue screens and crashes, but that got fixed after a few weeks. And like everyone's like, oh fuck, BO4 had like a shit launch, you know. Is Cold War not like the same fucking thing? Are there not a bunch of people bitching about crashes? Why are we not bitching about the launch of this game? Like some of us are to an extent, but why was there like so much hate for BO4 when Cold War is on a very similar level when it comes to the high rounds and just like the overall launch of the game? Like, where?
I think I have a good answer for this. So the people that were playing Black Ops 4 zombies most likely were the people that have been in the community for a while. Obviously, there's going to be some new people that are coming into Black Ops 4 for zombies, but a lot of them are people that are already in the community. So they have high standards for a zombies game. They played BO3, they played BO2, they played all that, and they're not used to getting these BS crashes. So they have high standards. But then with Cold War, the audience with Cold War, I would say there's more people who have never played zombies or rarely played zombies playing Cold War than people in our little community. So they're not getting to the point generally where you would have those crashes. Like they're not world record contenders. They're more like getting to round 100 or something like that. And they're happy with that because round 100 is pretty accessible for them. So they have no reason to be pissed about the crashes if it doesn't really apply to them. I'm sure they know it's a thing if they watch any of the big creators, but it really doesn't affect them, so it doesn't matter. While with BO4, like I was talking about, most people that were playing BO4 were experiencing these crashes. Like, I don't think it necessarily had to do with like, oh, you're in this game for blah, blah, blah hours, you're going to crash. It was just crashing like at different points in the game during like Easter egg completions and just being on the map, right? Was it after a certain time, or was it just like random crashes?
What BO4?
Yeah,
BO4 was really, I mean, at least in my experience, it was really random. Like for the first like week or so, I couldn't even get above 30.
Yeah. So see, that affects everyone who's playing, and something like Cold War crashes are only going to affect the top certain percent of players. So I think that's why it doesn't get as much shit. Like,
well, I mean, like, okay, so it's like now like talking about like low round crashes. The Cold War low round crashes, it's like not as bad as BO4, but I've seen like some really bad crashes, especially on like the next gen consoles, the the Series X and like the PS5. Obviously, that might be more of a console thing than a Cold War thing, but it's still kind of the same manner. Like, I mean, I've seen people on like PS5 that literally crash like all 10 through 20. Like you can't even really play the PS5 version of the game. It's just that unstable. And I don't really know, like I still don't know if that's a Treyarch thing or a Sony thing. Because I can play, like I have a PS5. I can play the PS4 fine. Nothing happened. The PS5 version is a piece of shit.
So there's really separate versions of it that you...
Yeah.
That's weird.
Is that a Treyarch thing or a Sony thing?
I'm assuming that's going to be some sort of like Sony optimization thing, because I don't... Is like,
or is that Treyarch not optimizing the game for the next gen?
Probably they tried to stick in some like graphical things to make it look better or like run better or something like that, and they just didn't optimize it correctly. They kind of just threw it in there, and now they're just not ready for it and they're crashing.
I actually do want to say I do believe it is a Sony thing, because I've seen a few issues with the Xbox Series X, but there's been significantly less crashes and problems with Cold War on the Xbox Series X than there has been with PS5 and even PC as well. So that's I would say that has to be like Sony's part.
Yeah, that makes sense then. That definitely makes sense if they're experiencing less crashes. So, and I'm assuming Treyarch made the game the same for, like, very similar for PS5 and Xbox. That's just the consoles and if they're going to be able to make it run well or not.
The game doesn't graphically look different, like, at all from what I can tell. Like there's even, like, the same visual glitches, like, on both. Like, do you guys know that visual spawn where like it can look like dirt, like brown?
When I first got the game, I had the ground look like a barcode, like on PC. It literally looked like a barcode, or like Minecraft or something. It was very weird. Is it different what you're talking about? Like,
Nick, what you're talking about is like that puddle right by the door.
Yeah, yep. And then like it's like all like brown. That's on PS5 as well. Yeah, I imagine it's on Series X.
So then why are there two separate games? Why wouldn't you just buy like a PlayStation version of Cold War, an Xbox version of Cold War, and it could work on both? That just seems kind of...
Well, it does. Okay, well, so if you buy the PS4 version of the game, it works on both consoles. Perfectly fine. Like, I can go on PS5 and play the PS4 version of the game. However, you can't buy the PS5 version of the game and play on PS4, even though like they're both like the same fucking thing.
That makes no sense.
I guess it comes down to like settings, because in PS4 there's like X settings. While I go into PS5, like I can turn on like ray tracing and 120 FPS, shit like that. Not both, but one or the other.
That's on the PS5 version, right? Like, you can't change. Okay, so that's what I was thinking. They like the game isn't optimized to do that. If you ran the PS5 version with the PS4 settings, do you think it would run fine, or are you still having issues with it, or have you just not tried? So let's say like you ran the PS5
like you
version.
Turn off ray tracing. You have 60 FPS.
Yeah, if you turn that off, just made it like have the same sort of settings.
I've played without ray tracing, kind of like the same thing.
And you're still crashing and everything.
Yeah, ray tracing, it's like you're gonna crash by around 10 every game. Without ray tracing, you'll crash around like 40s, 50s. Well, not guaranteed, but like I played a game and I crashed in the 40s and 50s.
Yeah, that's stupid that they're just releasing these games that aren't ready to be played. Like the same thing with Cyberpunk, huh? They've just refunded all the games because it ran so shitty on consoles. Like, what the fuck? Just, if your game isn't ready, like, at least warn the people that are spending $60 on it, or tell them that you're bringing some updates soon that's going to help it, or just don't release it at all. Like, I'm sure people would rather have a slight delay than have a game that's just completely broken and unplayable. Like, they're going to complain at the start that they're delaying it, but it's going to be worth it in the end.
Well, that's the difference between Cyberpunk and like COD, Cyberpunk, they did delay the game like once, and then they launched the game. It was a super shit launch, but they have had like a bunch of statements like, yo, if you bought the game digitally, you'll be able to refund. If you bought it physically, obviously you're able to refund because that's just a thing. And this is our number one priority. We're going to be focusing on this. With COD, I mean, you know, I hate to fucking say this because everyone says this, but like with COD, like their main fucking focus, it feels like, is money. It put as many microtransactions in the fucking store, make sure the damn battle pass is ready, and like they're never open about the crashes. The only time they've been open about crashes was BO4, and that was like a few weeks after launch. They're like, yeah, we know the crashes are bad, working on it. They ain't saying that was their priority. They just said they were working.
Yeah, that's not fair that people are spending all this money for the game, and Treyarch will just, or Activision, whatever, they'll release all this stuff that costs money, like the battle pass in the store, but they just ignore the zombies crashes. I don't know if that's just them ignoring it because they don't care about zombies in general, or just because it's too much work to fix it, or they just don't know how to fix it, but it's not acceptable for a $60 game that a bunch of people are paying for. I'm sure they have enough money to fix some shit. It's just, it's definitely not acceptable. But people are going to still buy the game no matter what. And as long as people are buying the game, like me, you guys too, we all pre-ordered it before we even saw the game. I mean, we're slaves to the system. We're going to buy that shit no matter what because we're content creators. And they're taking advantage of all the people that are doing that. And that's just really unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. COD's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, like what changed over time like so much? Like remember, like, I mean, BO2 Ghosts, like those had some like solid launches. That was like about COD. Everything kind of changed with like AW. Don't get me wrong, and Mitch, I know you're saying what. I love me some AW. Hella underrated.
I was about to say, Nick, like, you're really gonna hurt my heart here. If you're...
No, I'm not. I ain't shit on like AW as a game, just like more so like the way they kind of looked at AW. Like they started prioritizing like the supply drops, and then that happened for like years until like BO4, and we got Modern Warfare, which like they're like, oh yeah, like it's gonna be better for the community, but like it's only gotten like worse over time, which is like how. Like, I'm not necessarily like go back to like basics with like gameplay. Go back to fucking basics with like the way you develop the game. Just release the fucking game and like, you know, have it stable. Like, please, or else like, yeah, that's how you get people to go away from your game. And
yeah. I mean, it's obviously possible to make a stable game because there's plenty of games that are coming out that are working great. Like, look at Fortnite. I don't know if that's the best example, but Fortnite released, and ever since launch, I mean, it's felt pretty solid. Like, we haven't seen any major crashes or any crap like that. I feel like Fortnite's ran pretty well since launch, and the developers have always changed things, patched things, all that kind of stuff, and they care about their game, it seems like. But with COD, on the other hand, I'm sure Activision has more money and more resources than something like Epic Games, yet they still can't release a game that is stable, and that makes no sense to me at all.
Yeah, it just sucks to see. I mean, like, Activision, like, they literally have the most popular game in the world right now. Warzone is the most popular game player base wise.
Yeah,
and I know it's free to play, but it's like the same shit like Fortnite. They get all their money through overpriced cosmetics. Like, everyone's buying those. Like, what are they doing with that money? And not to mention, they also release a game every year that costs $60, so they're making even more money. Like, where are they putting their money? Like, they can't get a good launch. Zombies is lacking fucking resources. We can tell, just due to the sheer concept of the game and just the quality of the game. Like, what are they doing?
I don't know where their resources are going, to be honest. But how did we get to talking about this? We were talking about Burnout on Zombies.
We started roasting Activision for bad decisions.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Like, we're talking about Cold War content being
well, yeah, because like we talk about Cold War because like we all expect Cold War to be good, and then turn to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, we can go back to like the Burnout topic like real quick. So like, not only did we expect Cold War to be good, Cold War not being good fucked us because, I mean, at least my perspective, it's I'm just so fucking done with like the old zombies. Like BO3, I can't play BO3 for the life of me, man. That I'm just so fucking done. I play that game too. I'm fucking done. I want Cold War to be my break from BO3, and Cold War shit. Now I gotta take a break from Cold War, but I can't go back to BO3 because I plan on that being the fucking break. So then it's like, oh, now what do I go to?
Dude,
Die Rise.
Nick, someone asked me before Cold War came out, because I did a stream. I was like, my last BO2 stream before I play Cold War. And someone asked me, when do you think you'll come back to BO2? And I said, I don't know. I said, I hope that Cold War will at least hold me not even a year. I wanted at least 9 or 10 months of just Cold War content. And I don't think that's asking a whole lot. A whole $60 game with a whole DLC season. Like, I just wanted at least 9 or 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I was back on BO2 2 weeks after a fucking launch.
So was I. Oh my god, man. I just was.
But the thing is with me on Burnout on Zombies, I know you guys picked this topic because like me and like I've been very vocal about it. It's like you said, Nick, like you can't play BO3 for the life of you. I have been streaming BO1, 2, 3. I've even done some 4 streams. I've even done some World at War. I remember I had a really good talk with my community, like my whole community on, we talked about it on stream, and I've been very vocal on my own Discord server and everything. I told them, I said, guys, like, I love you guys, and I do like zombies, but zombies was getting to a point with me, and the burnout was so bad, it made streaming feel like a chore. And like, I started streaming because it is a big passion of mine. I have always loved streaming. I never started streaming because of zombies. I started streaming because of streaming. So whenever I'm so burnt out on a game that it's making my passion feel like a burden, there is something wrong. And that's why I told him, I said, I can't. Like, I don't care what map it is. Every time I load up zombies, I don't feel like playing it. I'm burnt out. Like, I want something new. And that's just with me and the burnout on zombies, is because zombies is really like the king of repetitiveness. Like, even with all the challenges and stuff, there's only so much you can do for zombies, especially right now with Cold War. And we're not even going to get another map till February. Like, it's hard, man. And like, the burnout's real. So like, that's just like my perspective on the burnout on zombies, is that I can't play it the same. Like, obviously I'm not quitting zombies entirely, but I'm not going to just do zombies. I'm not going to just stream zombies. I'm not going to just play zombies. Like, I want to get into other things too.
Yeah, I feel like we all really needed something else, because we were like, this year, I would say I was thinking, all right, I need to find something that's going to last me until when Cold War comes out, because when Cold War comes out, it's going to save me. I'm going to have something else to play. I'm not going to be burnt out. And if I get tired of Cold War, I can just come back to another game and maybe it'll be refreshing. So I was like, I think at the start of this year, I was playing a good amount of BO1. And then I went into Origins Easter egg speedrunning for a while. And then I did my BO3 Ascension. And after BO3 Ascension, holy fucking shit. I don't know if it was Ascension or just Zombies Burnout in general. I felt like crap. I felt horrible. I did not want to stream. I did not want to play zombies. I didn't know what to do. Like, I like streaming and I like talking to chat. I really do. But I just had no motivation to do it. I didn't want to play zombies, and I didn't want to take the risk of playing another game because I knew that it wouldn't really work out too well. I don't have big balls like Mitch. I can't just jump right into that. But Easter egg speedrunning kind of saved me. It kind of saved me. So I always was getting shit from Mikey, who's one of my mods, if you guys don't know. He was always telling me, play a good game, play BO3, do the Easter eggs. I was like, nah, I don't want to do that, man. I'm a high rounder. I've only done Origins Easter egg, but I ended up doing it. I ended up learning all the BO3 maps very slowly. I was fucking horrible for a long time. I slowly learned them all because this was my first time playing a lot of them. Learned the Easter eggs, started learning the speedrunning routes, and I felt happy again. Like I found my new thing that I liked streaming. But on the other hand, me switching to Easter egg speedrunning wasn't good for my viewership, which wasn't good for my mental well-being. So as much as I was enjoying doing it, I still had to like deal with some shit like from other people on Twitch that didn't like what I was doing and not having my usual viewership. But at that point with zombies, I was happy. And then after a certain amount of time doing that, I ended up getting burnt out from Easter egg speedrunning too, and I really didn't know what to do at that point. And I relied on Cold War. Cold War came out, and I was done, man. I just did not know what to do. There was just a period of time where I really had no idea what I wanted to do. I was begging Nick to play 2-player Easter egg speedruns with me. I was asking anybody I knew to just like VC with me, talk to me, give me something to do. But I think I've experienced this burnout multiple times this year. And Cold War was kind of the nail in the coffin and just destroyed me. But
a big example of burnout too is actually Yoma 97 because he and like, well, I'll get more into this on. I have a whole spiel that I'll get into on streamer depression, so I'm only gonna touch on this a little bit. But like, Yoma was a prime example of like zombies burnout and like also the fear of like the viewership and everything tanking, especially though for Yoma because he got partnership and everything through zombies. But I remember I really pushed Yoma to do like to go into variety and to get out of that zombies burnout and just be like, yo, like fuck it, dude. Like just, you know, like if you're burnout on zombies, fuck zombies. Like stream something else and like make it fun for you again. The reason I was so adamant for him was because inside me, I was fucking dying. And I was telling Yoma the things I wished I could do. And that's just the thing with burnout on zombies, especially being a streamer, is like, you know damn well, like, wow, I'm going to stream something other than zombies. Viewership's going to tank. I'm not going to get near like the same amount of followers. But like, I don't know. It's just what outweighed it to me was like the streaming being fun. And I think that should be the bottom line is like streaming should be fun. And if you're burnout on zombies and you're only having fun because of a viewer number and a follower count, like I feel like you really need to like sit down, reflect on it, and prioritize like your mental well-being over views and shit, which is hard as a content creator, and it's a mental battle we'll always fight. But still,
yeah, with Yoma, it was so surprising too. Like he switched over to some variety, and I gotta admit, Yoma is a very, very good content creator. He's very interesting, very engaging, always likes to start up conversation, and he'll kind of grip you in. But his views just weren't there with the variety. He went from like 120, 130 average down to like a 20 average, maybe 30 on a good day. Even though he was the same person. Super engaging, super entertaining. It's just zombies viewers, I don't know if this is how it is with every game, but zombies viewers are very picky with what they watch. Like if they see a game that's not zombies or even not a specific game, like if somebody saw that I was Easter egg speedrunning instead of high rounding, they weren't going to click on my stream. No matter how entertaining I could be, they're not going to click on it. And it's just unfortunate that you want to pursue this new thing for streaming that's good for you, that's good for your mental health, That'll maybe make your streams even more entertaining because you're actually enjoying what you're doing. But it's just, there's always going to be that viewer count. And like Mitch turns it off, but you know, like he said, you always know with how chat's doing, with the follows, everything like that, you know if people are watching you or not.
Yeah, no, like I have like on my streamer dashboard, like you know how on the stream manager you can like exit stuff out and like take it completely off. Yeah, I have my viewer count and everything completely taken off, but it's still fucked because I know how many viewers I have simply based on chat interaction from how long I've been doing this.
Yeah.
And like when you're a streamer, you know the specifics and everything. So like, I don't know, there's just no real escape from it. And tying this into like casual versus competitive, I actually think okay, I know I say I'm a casual, all the memes, like, you know, you legit and everything, but like, admittedly, like this is coming from me, like, and you've probably been waiting your whole life to hear this, Mike. Yeah, no, I got into high rounding and competitive zombies, and I actually believe that accelerated my burnout 10 times more because I went from a casual and zombies, just playing for, you know, shits and giggles and just doing whatever, having fun, to a high rounder that's like, and like the thing is with me, and like I hate calling myself a high rounder, and why I always called myself a casual is because I was never competitive and like, oh, I want to get this world record, I want to get like this instas before this person, or I want to be, you know, world's first this, or I want to be, no, I was competitive player, but I was competitive at myself and my own PBs.
Yes.
Like, I restart for Mark II and War Machine on Origins. I am a terrible perfectionist.
Yeah,
So me going into that competitive zombies nature, I actually feel, and like I remember on my tweet you told me, you're like, oh, why don't you try competitive zombies with like either Easter egg speed runs or even like high round speed runs. And the reason I couldn't do that is because I had already dipped my toes into the competitive nature of zombies, and I was such a perfectionist that it honestly did ruin it. It has quite literally ruined zombies for me. And I had a good talk with Chris Voltage a long time ago. He said, Blizz, I wish I could play zombies like you sometimes. And what he meant was like, he even told me he wished he could have had that casual like nature of being able to play and not worrying about your times, not worrying about how fast you get a Mark II, or if you even get a Mark II, stuff like that. Because, and like, Chris is like worse than me with the whole perfectionist thing. And I think a lot of like the really high, like the really competitive and good, like BO1 high rounders, BO2, and some of BO3, but I mainly do see it in like BO1, where like if something just different happens on like 100 plus, they'll restart.
I lost 1 second, restart. That
yeah, exactly.
I see that everywhere, dude. BO1 players are perfectionists. Like any little thing that goes wrong, they want to restart. And it's like, I see it. I can hear it in their mood. They're just mad. They're angry. They're upset that this one thing went wrong and that their times are going to be slower than PB or slower than world record. And it's not a good mindset to have. It's very toxic.
But like, that's the competitive nature. And like, that's why whenever I dip my toes in that competitive nature of zombies, I was competing with myself for my PBs. Oh, I want to beat my Origins 100 plus. And I want to do it with no downs, no this and that. And like, I was becoming a perfectionist in how I play zombies. It 100% accelerated my burnout on zombies. And I can't imagine how like world record people, like, this is coming from someone that like I barely got into competitive. I was just competing with myself, and it accelerated my burnout. I can't imagine the people that like go for world records, how like much burnout and stuff they have to face. But I feel like a big difference between like me and a lot of other people is like streamers, we all have our different motives for why we stream or why we do whatever, right? Some people stream, like I'm gonna use Legit as an example, because me and Legit, we talked about this, and maybe his perspectives changed, I don't know, but we had a talk recently about like, what do we stream for? And contrary to popular belief, I don't stream because of zombies. Hell, if zombies didn't exist, you would still see me streaming. But legit told me, no, I do stream because of zombies, because I enjoy zombies so much and I wanted to share that. That's why I stream. So I feel like the reason I have been able to sort of be like, just like go like against the zombies burnout and get out, I think one of the reasons is because my motive for streaming isn't, oh, I stream because I love zombies. No, I like zombies, but I love streaming in general. So I feel like that like definitely I think that definitely helped me like with my burnout on zombies, just being like, yeah, fuck zombies. Like I do love zombies, but when you're burnout and you've done it for so long, it's just you got to get away from it.
Yeah, if you rely on one game for your streaming enjoyment, which I do, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're really setting yourself up for failure. And
like, 100%.
Like I feel this burnout all the time, but I usually find some way to get back into it and enjoy myself. But I completely understand what you're saying. Yeah, streaming for the love of streaming is way better than streaming for the love of one game.
No, and like that's what the whole like casual versus competitive thing, kind of tying it back to the topic, is like I always call myself a casual, and I still do consider myself a casual, but admittedly, I have gotten into more of the competitive zombies in terms of competing with myself and my own personal best, and it accelerated my burnout to where there are days I wish I could just be the same kid that like first started streaming zombies, where I could just jump on buried and try and get my first round 50 and just have fun doing whatever, like just being a casual again.
No, I completely get that, man. I've tried to find a middle ground between the perfectionist and casual mindset. Like if you notice, I play with a timer, but I play out every game that I have. I don't restart if I get shit RNG or if I play like crap. Like you can find me trading on Ascension. Like if I had to trade on Ascension on round 48, I would do it. I wouldn't restart. I would go trade. Like if I am significantly slower than my PB, playing like absolute garbage, I will play the game out. And doing that, I think, is better for my mental health because I'm willing to accept any game. But it's also kind of shitty because I'll get a bunch of hate for being slow and bad or whatever. I've kind of learned to tune that out. But I think I know for you it's probably too late, but finding that middle ground between restarting too much, being too hard on yourself, and playing casual, it's a nice place to be. But with that, you still end up getting burnt out from the mode in general, just the repetitiveness of it.
Yeah, from the gameplay. That's like, because if you get like burnout on the gameplay, the mentality is just, even with the best mentality ever, it's still not going to help if you're just burnt out on the game mode itself. But yeah.
Yeah, I think Nick's in that middle ground too, for sure. Because like Nick, I wouldn't call him a casual. And I also wouldn't say he is fucking Furret or Sluya. I think he lands in that middle ground.
I'm fat for it. Kappa.
But yeah, he lands in that middle ground. But still, like you're saying, that gameplay is repetitive, and no matter how amazing your mindset is, it's gonna fuck you. It's not gonna go well. It's really unfortunate because as much as I love zombies, I know for a fact that I'm gonna get burnt out again. It's just how long until I get to that point again? And am I gonna find my way out of that burnout this time? Or am I gonna be stuck in there and be forced to stream something I don't want to? Or am I gonna just not want to stream anymore? Or am I gonna have the balls to start streaming other games? I don't know. I guess we'll have to see.
You just covered like both Mitch and I there, because like, you know, Mitch like went down the route of like, you know, variety streaming, still trying to stream. I'm in a super shit spot. Like I've just always been to just Call of Duty as like a I can't fucking play for love of me. And I don't have any other game that I want to fucking play. Like I'm just like not into anything.
Yeah.
So like I'm unfortunate at a point where I've like barely streamed this month. Cause like I'm saying, I'm like, dude, I want to fucking stream. Like I love streaming for talking to people. And I'm like, what am I gonna play? And like, you know, I'm thinking of like zombies. I'm trying to think of games. I'm like, no. I'm trying to think of maps. I'm like, fuck no. And I'm trying to think of other games that I'm like, there's no even other games that like it just interest me. Like personally. Like I think like what probably has like my most interest right now is like I don't even know, like CS:GO. But like, I'm ass at CS:GO.
I want to see that.
I can only play it for like a few hours. I also have to play it with like a friend group. No, but like that's like also like I've even like thought about Minecraft. Like I'm like one of like those weird people. Like I can't play Minecraft. I've played a few times. I just can't play it too often.
No, I understand.
I can play it, but only for a certain amount of time. Like Minecraft, after like a few hours, I would get bored of, and I wouldn't want to come back to Minecraft every single day. For me, if I did variety, I would game hop a lot. Like,
oh no, that's what it's all about. Game hopping.
Like I my attention span is hot garbo, so I would play like Fortnite for like an hour, and then I would play Minecraft for like 30 minutes, and then maybe I would watch some Twitch streams on stream for like 30 minutes, and then grab some fucking food from Chipotle and just eat there and talk. Like I can't, I don't think I could play any game for that many hours besides Zombies. Zombies is the only game that I can really grind out. But I'm not a huge video game lover. I know I've said this to Nick. I wouldn't really consider myself a gamer. I love Call of Duty and Zombies, like, and that's about it. No other games really interest me. Like I don't come home from, I didn't come home from school, high school, and just be like, oh, I want to go play a game. No, I would come home and be like, I want to play Zombies, and that was about it. And it's a really weird place to be. I hope I can eventually start liking some other games and playing them, but I can't find anything. Like Nick said, there's nothing that really interests me. There's nothing I want to play.
It just doesn't feel like there's anything out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I swear this happens every, but this year it feels like much more different, and that's probably just because like I'm just kind of done with zombies. Because it's like normally it's like, oh, there's nothing out, I'll go resort back to Call of Duty, whether that's zombies or even like fucking multiplayer anymore. But it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't fucking play zombies. Yeah, multiplayer. I could play for a few hours. Like colder multiplayer. Oh, fuck that, dude. Let's go with Smash Maker. Fuck that.
Mitch, what are you planning on playing? I know I've seen you play like a horror game or a couple horror games. They look pretty interesting, but what other plans do you have on that variety streaming route?
So, I guess this is gonna like move on to the topic of streamer depression. So with me and variety streaming right now, so the next plans are simply, what am I in the mood for? What are people recommending? And then I'll do that. Chief Legit told me, because this, okay, so I'll just take it back from the beginning with streamer depression. So Zombies gave me a lot of growth, and I owe Zombies a lot for my channel. Like it really did. It made my channel just grow so much. And we were at an all-time high point this year in like June, July, August, when I was summer, full-time streaming. I was not burnt out on Zombies. I was enjoying everything, even the repetitive gameplay, the fucking ray gun trades I would be doing on town PBs. And yeah, I was just enjoying it. And like, I was enjoying the chat, and I knew my numbers were high. I was getting a lot of followers every day. Like everything was good. And then here's the weird thing. As good as that was, I actually think it was really bad for me as a streamer and my mentality, because I started out being a streamer because I loved streaming, and I have another motive really deep and like personal to me, where like I wanted to be a safe place for someone It started out just, I want to be a streamer for someone and be that safe place for them to escape whatever they're going through and to just have a good time and to just give them a reason to smile. As cliche, cheesy as that sounds, that is literally why I started streaming, because of people like JC Backfire, people like Elite Shot that were my escape and like my hard times. Like they made me smile. So I wanted to do that for someone. That's what started my whole like craze with streaming. And that was just such a good mentality. Well, when zombies came around and I saw that growth, my mentality went from that to, oh, I'm streaming because I'm getting good numbers. I'm getting good views. I'm getting a lot of followers. I'm streaming because my streams are doing well. And it's not a bad motive to have, but it's not an awful motivation to have. And like, I'm not calling out anyone that has a motivation like that. That's totally fine. Everyone has a different motive. But the reason it was bad for me is because if I had a shitty stream, I felt awful. It was like that streamer depression where I'm just like, dude, like why am I even doing this? Why am I even streaming? I should just get off. I should just, like go to sleep or something, try again tomorrow. And like, after my really high point was zombies, and I started experiencing zombie burnout, at the same time, with my zombie burnout, I was experiencing that streamer depression where streams aren't doing as well as they were in the summer. And that was because of school and just, other real life things that happened. Because, obviously I have a life outside of streaming. Like, even though streaming is a huge portion of my life, there is like Mitch, like outside of streaming that, is trying to, maintain his life and his happiness too. So those two things happen at the same time. And my motivation for streaming just completely dropped because I knew, wow, I don't want to stream zombies. But if I stream anything else, my viewership's tanking. I'm not going to get as many followers. I'll probably lose followers if I keep playing variety stuff and other games. And yeah, that motivation and everything just really dropped, and it sent me spiraling down to this really depressive state. And like I've been very vocal about it because like the first step of like overcoming it is by talking about it and by being open about it, saying, hey, like, like my streaming motivation right now is at an all-time low, and this is just how I feel. And I started being more vocal about it. And I started talking to a lot of people, and I talked to like Chief Legit. And he's like, dude, Mitch, like no matter what, you are a content machine. He said, no matter what game you're on, like Mitch, you will make content. So like that was like good reassurance, but it wasn't enough because I knew deep down the viewership wasn't the same and I wasn't going to gain as much. And I'm like I was in this bad state where I'm like, what's the point of streaming if I'm not streaming zombies and growing? And that was just, I just completely lost my way of why I streamed in the first place. I completely lost that. Sheil, really, really, longtime friend of mine, and I look up to him so much. He's like my big brother. He was telling me, he's like, dude, Mitch, like I've seen your streams, and he said, I know a lot of people don't see it. He said, but I can because I've known you for so long. You are not happy with streaming right now. You sound like very depressed about it. He said, you need to go to variety. And he said, I know like the viewership tank is very scary. He said, but you do have people that will watch you no matter what. And this goes for you too as well. You guys have people that will watch you guys no matter what. Yes, it's not as many people as it would be if you stream zombies. That's just like, it's just a hard truth. You're not going to get as many viewers if you're streaming. Like, I'll use me as an example. I'm not going to get near as many viewers if I'm streaming Dead by Daylight than if I would stream BO2. Like, it's just a huge difference. Mic impression 2.0 coming soon from me.
I muted it on OBS, but I forgot to mute it on Discord.
No, but all good. No, as I was saying though, like, if I stream Dead by Daylight, I'm not gonna get nearly as many viewers as I would if I stream BO2. That's just a hard truth I had to face. But Shield told me, he's like, dude, you do have people that will watch you for you. And this, like I said, this goes for you guys too. We have people, and I feel like this is it's kind of cruel, but like, I feel like it's really easy to forget about that because we're too into the numbers to really consider like, wow, we have people that'll watch us no matter what we play. We have people that, you know, they watch me for me. It's hard. It's hard to remember that when you're surrounded by 10 times more people that only watch you for a specific game you're playing. Yeah. But Shill reminded me of that. And he's like, dude, like take those people that watch you for who you are and not the game and just ride it out. That gave me some reassurance. It still wasn't enough. Like my mentality was just so fucked. And then Yoma was a big inspiration to me because Yoma battled this, and I was really pushing Yoma to go variety to get out of his zombie burnout and his own streamer depression. And I was really pushing Yoma to do it because it's what I wanted to do. And when I saw like how much happier and everything Yoma was with streaming after he did it, that was a huge boost in motivation to be like, if Yoma's a lot happier with streaming and he's making streaming look fun, even though his viewership is tanking because he's not on zombies, like maybe I can too. I tried it. The first time did not go well. I was back on zombies and I was just slaving away, getting my usual high viewer count. And I was just like, it was just so depressing. And there would be points where I would stream like 2 hours of zombies. I would be so bored of zombies. I would just be like, I got to get off, guys. And like, it was just a really bad mentality. I had a close friend of mine just recently, and this is what has boosted my motivation. And like, honestly, just shout out to actually some of my community knows her, Mel. She we were talking in text and I just full on vented, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't even feel like streaming anymore. Like, what's the point of streaming if, you know, I'm not gonna get the views? Like, I just have to play zombies. And she reminded me, she's like, well, why did you start streaming? Like, what was your mentality when you first started streaming? I told her, well, you know, I streamed because streaming was fun. And I streamed because, you know, I wanted to be, you know, that escape for people to go to and to make someone smile. And then she just straight up told me, she's like, well, what the fuck happened to you? And I was just like, it just really made me reflect. She's like, aren't you going to be a streamer that's going to make someone smile? Aren't you going to, you know, be a streamer that's going to be a safe place for someone and make someone's day? She said, because you can't do that if you're depressed from streaming yourself. She said, how are you going to do that if you're suffering from streamer depression and your whole motive for streaming is you're streaming because of numbers? And it was some tough love, but it was some like tough love I really needed. Just someone to really like just slap me in the face and say, Mitch, wake the fuck up. Like, why? Like, and I don't know. I just admittedly, I'm still sort of getting over like the whole like streamer depression thing, and I've come to terms that, yeah, my viewership is going to go down a lot because I'm not doing zombies every day. But I'm also a lot happier right now with streaming because I've powered through streamer depression. I feel like doing variety. I feel like streaming again. And I've got my head straight with like my motive. And I think that's the thing with like streamer depression is you really just have to reflect on yourself and realize that like, yeah, you know, numbers aren't good, but like that doesn't define you as a person. That like your numbers don't define you as a streamer. Every streamer in the world has had shit streams. And it's kind of like a test. It's like, how much do you really love streaming? Are you going to let streamer depression stop you from streaming and determine your happiness as a content creator? Are you going to let a number determine your happiness? Or are you going to let your content that you're putting out and your enjoyment of streaming determine your happiness? And admittedly, I fell into the numbers for a really long time, but it feels good to be back in the headset and the mindset of just being, no, I stream because I enjoy streaming. I don't stream because of zombies, and I don't stream because of viewer counts. I stream because I like streaming, and I just want to make people smile. And that's how I've powered through streamer depression.
That seems like super freeing. Like it just sounds. It sounds.
I'll admit it. I cried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cried. Like after she told me that, like after she said, like, what the fuck happened, Mitch? Like, you used to stream because you wanted to make people happy. Now you're streaming because of a viewer count. I'll fully admit it right now. I'm a crybaby. I literally started sobbing because I'm like, fuck, she's right. And it is very freeing, Mike. Like seriously, like getting away from the mindset of streaming because of numbers and streaming because you enjoy it. It is the most relieving feeling I've ever felt.
Yeah, I hope that if I ever get to that point where I really don't know what to do, like I was talking about earlier, I've had these burnouts, but I found something that I enjoy and I've gotten back into it, felt great again. If I ever get into that point where I'm burnt out and I really don't know what to do, I hope that I'll have the strength to try something else. I hope that I'll look back on why did I start streaming in the first place? What is my goal for streaming? Is it to have as many viewers as possible? No. Is it to just play zombies and be good at zombies? No. It's about just having my own community where, just like you say, put a smile on somebody's face. I think it's so insane that there are people that will just have a shitty day and then they'll come into our streams and just feel better. And I think it's insane that people will put so much time into our streams. Like, I know like me and Nick are really close, but Nick has 11 days, 15 hours in my stream. And it's so insane to comprehend that. Like, somebody puts so much time of their own life into my content that I put out. They want to be there with me. They want to talk. They want to ask about my day, tell me about their day. And when you think about something like that, it is freeing, and it really reminds you of why you started streaming in the first place. And I think if I can call back to that when I'm in that streamer rut, feeling like having that streamer depression, being burnt out on zombies, if I can remember that people come here for me, not necessarily just zombies. People put all this time to spend time with me, to have a conversation, to be in this little community. I think that'll help get me through that hump and try out variety. It'll be difficult. I know for sure it'll be difficult because I've tried playing other games on stream. I've tried playing Cold War on stream and not done well. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. But I think if I can just look back on that and be like, I care about these people in my stream. They care about me. We're our own little community, and we're going to get through this. We're going to grow together, not necessarily with numbers, but we're going to grow together. We're going to build this community up, and we're going to enjoy ourselves. I think that is a good mindset to have. And it's honestly insane. I know I've said insane like 500 times in the last 5 minutes, but the fact that people put in so many hours into watching somebody on the internet that they don't know in real life, that they've just talked to, it's crazy. And I feel so appreciative. And I'm just really happy that we've found each other, that we've made this little community. And it's really amazing, man. It's really amazing.
Do you want something really insane?
Yeah.
How the fuck did you know my watch time on YouTube? Hour.
Okay, so
dude, literally as like you were saying, I'm like, fuck up. No way.
You got it memorized.
Nick,
did he make something up? And I type watch time 11 days, 15 hours.
Okay, so before we started the podcast, when we were talking, I was curious. I was like, how much watch time does Nick have? How much watch time does Mitch have? So I pulled it up, and Mitch has 2 days, 5 hours, and you have 11 days, 15 hours. And it's in my chat, which is on my OBS, and I'm looking at my OBS. So, and I decided to like refer to you when I was talking about that. So no, I'm not some genius or anything like that. I am just somebody that has a chat and stream elements.
That's true.
But dude, 11 days? That's insane, bro. That's insane. Do you like me that much?
Oh no, you're annoying. I'm just there because I have to moderate your damn chat.
That's what they all say.
Because all those bots that come in, they're like, "Want to become famous?" Question mark.
Oh dear God.
And then sometimes Mr. 1999 likes to.
Oh yeah, the man himself.
Some of his bots, so gotta be prepared.
Yeah, you're there because I pay you. I pay my mods.
I get paid 15 an hour. It's pretty nice.
Actually, I did pay you like $1 once. I think, Nick. I think I Apple cashed you $1 once.
Apple paid me $1 while you were trying to order my paycheck.
Yeah,
that was like a joke, and they're like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, and Mikey has 16 days, 10 hours on me. Holy shit! And he doesn't even like high rounds. Like that.
Mikey just loves you.
He's just like confused. I asked him, "Why have you watched me so much when you tell me how much you hate high rounds and how terrible I am at the game?" And he's just like in disbelief. He doesn't know why he watches me so much. It's really interesting. I'd like to see how much watch time I have on Nick. I haven't checked, but I think I have a good amount. Just a day?
Probably. Are we checking this right now on spot?
Sure, check it. I'm gonna say I have 2 days, 3 hours.
Cause that should be spot on.
I don't watch people.
2 days, 14.
Oh.
Wait. That actually wasn't that off. Wasn't that off.
I don't watch Twitch as much as a lot of other people do. There's only a few people that I will actually stay in for a bit. Like I'll hang out with Mitch, you, legit, and that's about it, honestly, that I'll really stay in the chat for a while. So I don't have insane watch times on anyone. But yeah, that's a lot for me. If I have a day or more on somebody, that's a lot. That means they're one of my top streamers.
Same thing with me too.
Yeah. Who is your most watched streamer, Mitch? Who do you think?
Probably Shiel or probably Shiel or he changed his name, Corgi Cam.
Yeah.
Or JC Backfire. One of those two is my most watched. Yeah, because I've watched Shiel dude, we played years ago. Like we've played and known each other for like 4 years now. Whenever I was 14-year-old kid playing Titanfall 2. So I've obviously watched his streams a lot, and I still do lurk a lot. And it's actually it makes him mad sometimes because like he'll tell me something that happened on his stream, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I was there." I actually do it to you and legit too. Actually, like
it's funny.
I don't think I've ever gotten Nick with it, but like what I'll do is like they don't know that I watched, right, Nick? And like I'll use legit as an example. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, Mitch, like I got round 40 earlier, fucked it up, blah blah blah," and I'll be like, "Oh, really? I was there." And like I always do that. But Shiel, like this just happened. He like something happened in his stream. He had a goal or something, so he had to try a dog treat, right? One of his like treats that he gives his corgis. Dude, it's Shiel. I know it's Shiel.
I can taste one of those right now.
He's like, he told me about it in DMs, and I went, yeah, I know. And then I started describing what he was saying, and I described like what he did, because obviously he didn't want to do a face reveal, so he put a hat over his head to hide his face, but like he showed his mouth eating it. I said, yeah, he used a hat to block off, and he's like, you little shit. But I'm a huge lurker.
No, Shiel's a really cool dude. I used to talk to him a little bit, or I used to come into his streams a lot. I haven't been as much lately because I would say I haven't been watching as much Twitch lately. But he always seems like a really chill dude. I like him a lot, man. I really do.
Dude, him and Jaloon have done so much for me, not only on the channel with Jaloon or his wife. Like, not only has she made like all my emotes and my profile picture and everything, but like even like just like in my personal life as friends, like there's Shiel and Jaloon are both just some really good people, and Shiel's a really good dude, and he also, like I said earlier, he really helped me get over my streamer depression. So yeah,
and people like him kind of like give me hope. Like he's been doing variety streaming always, right? Like at least for a while.
Yeah, pretty much. He's always been never let a game tie him down. There actually was a point Zombies tied him down for a while, and he was experiencing his own streamer depression where like he had a really high point with Zombies, and then he powered through that streamer depression and Zombies Burnout and was like, fuck Zombies. Like, I don't stream because of views, and I'm gonna stream because I want to stream, and he's killing it now.
Yeah, he got that. Didn't he get a raid from like Ludwig or something and got like?
Okay, it wasn't a raid. He was playing Hades, and I was okay. I'm just saying this right now. I was in a Ludwig video, but I was in the chat and as a moderator. So like Shiel was in the spotlight and I was in the back. Like, you know the SpongeBob meme where SpongeBob's in the commercial and he's behind the window and all you see is his hat and he points.
Yes.
Yeah, that's literally me. Ludwig came in and Ludwig was recording a video, and the reason he was recording it is because he said in the video he was just scared of like chat's behavior and like them spoiling it, like the surprise to a smaller streamer. So he just decided to record it instead of streaming it. He came in to Shiel's stream, gifted him 100 subs.
Yeah, I saw that in his leaderboard. I saw he posted something saying like, "Oh, I got the most views I've ever had, the most followers. I hit 1K followers." And I was looking at his like Twitch tracker. I was like, "Okay, did he get like follow botted and view botted?" And then I ended up looking at his gifted leaderboard, and I saw Ludwig had 100 gifted. I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Yep. I was suspicious for a second. I was suspicious, dude.
Dude, he made a YouTube vid on it, and obviously, like Shiel being in that YouTube vid, that gave him so much growth. Like I remember waking up and Shiel's like, "Thanks for 1K, guys," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, he went from a couple hundred to like 1K, right?
Yeah, and,
it was crazy,
dude. I'm so proud of him and so happy for him too. And dude, I've even it's funny. I got a couple DMs, not nearly as many as Shield, but like I got a couple DMs being like, "Mitch, you were in a Ludwig video." I'm like, "Yeah, because you see me in the video just being a moderator, and then Ludwig gifts the subs, and I'm there typing, 'Oh my god, what the fuck?'" But yeah, no, it was it was crazy when Ludwig came in his stream. It was insane.
Yeah, I gotta see this video, man. I definitely do. I didn't know he was in a video. I thought it was a raid or something like that. But that's crazy. Like we always hear about like the Mr. Beast stuff. Like he'll go into some random stream and gift subs. Like you never think it's gonna happen to somebody you know. That's insane.
No.
Yeah, but anything's possible on Twitch, man. It's just there's a lot of luck involved. No matter how skilled you are as a content creator, like I would say Shiel is really interesting, super cool guy, great content creator, and like the views weren't like super high or anything, but you can always get these big breaks, and it's like it doesn't have to do with how good you are. It has to do with how lucky you are sometimes, and that's just an unfortunate thing on Twitch. Like you can be the best streamer in the world and nobody knows you. And I'm really happy that Shiel got that big break right there, that little jump that he maybe needed, because he deserves it. A lot of people deserve it, and I hope he can take that, run with it, keep on growing, and doing what he loves to do, because he's definitely got talent with that. And
no, he 100% does. And like what you were saying about streaming, no, like streaming takes an equal amount of all these things. It takes an equal amount of dedication, hard work, and skill, but just as much as it takes that to make it as a streamer, it also takes the same amount of luck.
Yeah.
Luck is definitely involved. But with that said, like you can't just be lucky and expect to like make streaming a career. That's why I said like it is like a perfect like mix where you have to be dedicated, hardworking, skillful, and also lucky, and that's why it's really hard.
Yeah, it's the luck that gets you some viewers, but it's the skill that keeps you those viewers. Like, you can get this super fat raid, like you could get a Lex raid. I know he doesn't raid small streamers, but let's say you got 3,000 people from a Lex stream in your chat. What are you gonna do with it? If you're a boring streamer, or maybe you're having a bad day or something, it's gonna be hard to retain them. They might not follow. They might not ever come back. But if you're there and you show them what you're all about, you show them that you're a content creator, that you're interesting, that you're entertaining, you're going to be able to hold them in. It's all about taking advantage of the luck you're given. And sometimes people aren't given any luck, and it really sucks. They put in all these hours and they don't get those big breaks. But when you get it, you just got to take advantage of it, because it might never come again. And yeah, Twitch is a crazy place, man. It really is. Yeah. Nick, have you ever gotten one of those big raids or any big opportunities like that?
I guess kind of both. I mean, well, one time, and I don't know how, this is like actually like a super crazy story. Over like a year ago, you know, there was this kid in my chat. I forgot his username at the time. But so pretty much within the span of him first coming to my stream to like about 11 months later, he turned into one of the best Fortnite players. He literally pulls thousands upon thousands of viewers, and he still follows me. So one day he hosted me out of nowhere, and that was fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
I got a decent amount of followers, but can't really keep them because, you know, Fortnite viewers,
different games, yeah.
Zombies viewers, yeah. When it comes to kind of breaks, like that like period when fucking like, you know, quarantine hits, like,
oh yeah,
dude, we were talking about it last episode, but like that was when like zombies was starting to pop off. I grew like a fuck ton off of that. That was literally like one of like the first moments just like in my life where like I felt like I was in the right place at the right time.
Yup.
Like shit fucking like literally fucking I had like a 10 viewer average within like 4 weeks. I had like a 60 to 70 viewer average.
That's crazy.
I was like, what the fuck just happened, bro?
And
yeah,
then
that was kind of like my lucky break. Yeah.
And then life just shit on you. It just shit on you. Get those followers out of here. Back down. Lose all those viewers.
You're out.
Fuck your partnership application. Fuck you. And you managed to like get back to where you were before with followers and more, right? It's I mean, not with viewers yet. I mean,
followers, yeah, but I mean, like, I'll look at followers.
It's not your fault though. Like with Cold War, that kind of screwed everyone with viewership, no matter what you were playing.
Oh yeah, Cold War fucked over literally everyone, dude. It's actually kind of crazy.
Hey, you're gonna get another one of those big breaks soon. I'm telling you, Nick. I'm telling you, and I know you'll take advantage.
Oh,
of
we
it.
were all hoping that Cold War would be our fucking break, and then, you know, ray gun and camping.
Alright, yep.
You'll get another one. You'll get another one. Mitch is going to get a Mr. Beast donation and be in a Mr. Beast video. You're going to get rated by XQC when he's playing Zombies with Noah. And I'm just going to get shit on.
Nope, you're going to get Ninja.
You're going to get rated by Tfue.
I'm going to get shit on by all the BO1 players.
No, you're going to play with Tfue. You're going to play DLC 1 with him because
really?
MC's going to be busy. Yeah. So Tfue's going to go to you. You're going to play with Tfue. And you guys, well, you're gonna choke and die on round 98, but it's okay. It's okay. You played with Tfue.
I know playing with Tfue is a big opportunity, but fuck, if it's Cold War, I do not want to play with him. I do not want to play Cold War with him. Because then people, like, if people followed me because of that, they're gonna expect me to play Cold War, and I don't want to play Cold War.
Yeah,
that's
really true.
And I don't think MC even got like many followers from playing with Tfue. Like, I know he had his own shit going, like from Lex and just being on high rounds, but I don't think Tfue promoted him or anything. Like when I went to Tifu's stream,
Well,
I don't think you would have.
but when there's fucking 14,000 watching, like,
Mm-hmm.
The few hundred found their way over, and like while 100 Tifu, maybe not a lot for MC, a few hundred is just an insane amount,
Tifu's not even following MC. That's
He
kind of
followed
fucked
him on
up.
Twitter, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but not following him on Twitch, that's kind of fucked up, man.
Did you like it all?
That's kind of fucked up.
No, I mean, I don't even think I don't know.
Oh, did Lex at least follow? Because I know he rated him.
Hopefully.
The MC
Wait,
Zombies Slayer. Lex is not following MC either. What the hell?
Or MC.
Dude.
He's getting scammed, bro. He's getting scammed.
I think Lex is at least following Krups, though. Like, he reacted to some Krups videos. He has Krups as a VIP in his chat.
Yeah. I think. I'm pretty sure he was reacting to him on stream.
Yeah, I saw that.
On stream.
He's not following him. What?
He unfollowed Kappa.
Damn, dude. I think he at least subscribed to him on YouTube or something. I hope. Oh, he follows him on Twitter. Twitter, I think he follows him. I think I saw that when we were looking through who people were getting followed by. Like, Nick's followed by Avery on Twitter. Do you know Avery, Mitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Mitch is followed by JC. I'm followed by Avery.
True.
Krups got Lex.
Who do I have?
You have me.
I have the BO1 players. The BO1 players are following me.
You have Gamer Cherry.
Yeah, and I have Greg too. One day Lex will follow me, maybe. One day, you, and Mitch are doing a 4P with Lex.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be pretty interesting. Insane. I wonder how our personalities would match, because he's very I think Nick and Lex could match pretty well, and then I don't know about us. I feel like I would be too nervous to fucking say anything.
all three of us probably would.
Yeah.
Probably all just be on view. So then at that point, us three combos and then get Lex in it.
You cut out right there. What'd you say?
Us three would need be the people starting combos. Like us three would need talk to each other.
Yeah.
And then we get Lex.
Guys, I'd cry in my corner. I'll just be honest. I'd be so nervous.
I would call you out, Mitch. If you were nervous, I would just ask you questions, get you comfortable, get your voice going.
Dude, just fucking be like, Mitch, are you nervous?
Dude, that's how. When JC first rated me and stuff, I literally it's surprising to me. I wasn't I was obviously a little nervous. I was more fanboy because I'd loved JC for so long. So when I finally got noticed, because JC is one of the reasons why I started streaming and why I love being a content creator, because I remember watching JC and really looking up to him. And this was back before I even got into zombies, because my friend loved JC. My friend absolutely adored JC for zombies. And obviously being around a zombies player and playing zombies sometimes, I was bound to see some zombies content. When I saw JC, I just loved his personality so much that I really looked up to him. And whenever I saw him going more variety and stuff, I was actually really really proud and happy and everything. But so him being one of my inspirations, rating me and following me and everything, and just talking to me, it was everyone made fun of me because I was turning into a fanboy, but I didn't care.
No, I think I remember I was either there for the first or second JC raid.
You were there for the first.
Okay, yeah, I think I came in right after he raided you, and you're fanboying, and it was
yeah,
it was really cool to see, man. Were you expecting it at all, or was it just all of a sudden your favorite streamer just raided you?
Dude. So it's so crazy. My community, what JC was looking for a streamer to raid, and my community was just xblizzard22gaming, xblizzard22gaming.
Yeah, that's sick.
And so he's okay, we're gonna raid Blizzard, and he raided me, and like the thing is, like, obviously a raid of that magnitude, no matter what, I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah.
But the reason why that was especially like special to me was because it was JC himself. Like, obviously I would have been like very appreciative and I would have been nervous and very happy if it was any other big streamer. But the fact that it was the guy that I look up to, I was just blown away.
I bet, man. I bet. Yeah, that's just insane. I can't imagine just streaming and all of a sudden, like, I see my inspiration, just like the person I look up to just rated me. He chose, out of everyone that's streaming right now, he chose me. He chose to bring his community over to my channel. I would just be like blown away, and I completely understand you being like a fanboy and stuff and like shitting your pants when he rated you. I would have done the same thing, man. Yeah, I definitely would have. But I was thinking about how when MC was popping off with Cold War, he had like 1,000 viewers, and I was like, oh, I hope MC raids me maybe. And then I was thinking, like, I can't imagine having 1,000 people in my chat. That's actually very scary. Like, I would be super nervous. I'd be scared to miss messages. It'd be hard to moderate chat and play at the same time. And then I was thinking, like, okay, maybe I don't hope he raids me, because this sounds freaky. I don't know if I'm ready for this yet. I don't know if I'm ready for a sudden spike in viewers. I would hope for a gradual increase.
Mike, when we were playing our 2P, remember when MC rated me?
Yeah.
I was actually like so fucking nervous, and then like you were dying, so like I had to clutch, and just like that whole time I was like, I'm gonna fucking choke, guys, MC literally rated me, and it's gonna say game over here in a second.
I died on purpose so you can flex your skill, Nick. Actually.
Yeah, my fucking chopper gunner spam. Oh my god, my thank you. Oh yeah. Oh, do you like my ray gun spam? Oh yeah, pop pop pop. Yeah.
Did I despawn? When I think I was despawned when he raided you, possibly. Like, it was just you.
Like fully died out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was either like when he raided me, or it was like a.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he like downed, and then like, and like like chat was like memeing you. I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh yeah, your chat was shitting on me, man. I remember.
Bro, we were trying to get a world record game, and you're out here dying. I'm like, oh, Monka.
I'm not good with these new mechanics, man.
No, I did. Like, I had to like carry you for like a few hours because I couldn't res you, so like you died out. You walked away, and then that happened to like a dog round. It was just a cycle of you dying out.
Yeah, like I wasn't bad at Cold War, and I just downed a couple times, like you downed too. It just, unfortunately, you couldn't revive me. And it just, once you down and you're dead, it's a cycle of downs, man. There's no chance 100 plus that like you get up and you just survive like that. Like, you have no weapons, you have no perks. Like, I just got annihilated by dogs. I would get one hit by a zombie and just be gone, and Nick couldn't get there in time, and it's just a cycle of downs till a dog round when we could hit the box for another ray gun or something. And then I downed to the dogs anyway on the dog round. Dude, it was.
I remember, dude, there's actually like a fucking clip of this. I remember like one round you spawned in, there was like one of like those fucking like a big green dudes. He walked up to you and bitch slapped you down, and like your character went flying across the fucking top and knocked. Too good.
Yeah, Cold War high round mechanics are a monka ass. I mean, we got into that.
We don't talk about Cold War. We don't talk about.
Yeah.
Just, happened.
All right. Do we got any other topics we want to get into right now?
Low budget.
Low budget.
Yeah.
I think
we
that
covered.
We could have used that as a transition point 20 minutes ago, but then we kind of just, went with it.
Yeah, we covered casual versus competitive, burnout, streamer depression, and we also, I think we covered variety streaming.
Yeah, we did.
Streamer depression.
Yeah, we gotta talk about variety.
What's your guys' experience with growing on Twitch with a low budget?
Okay. So for me, I would say I wasn't as low budget as you because it seems like you really didn't spend much at all, Mitch. But for me, I started streaming with about an $800 PC, and that was back in the day when shit was super expensive. Like 16 gigabytes of RAM was like $150 or something like that, and now 16 gigs of RAM is like $60, $65, and it's faster too. And that was back when like the stuff you could get for a $200 processor and a $300 graphics card, they were not amazing compared to now. Like now you can build a lot better stuff, but for about $800 I built my first PC. It had decent specs. It was my first PC, so my goal was 60 FPS. It wasn't like anything high. And I was able to stream World War II. I liked World War II a lot. I played a lot of Black Ops 2 at that time, and I eventually got into some Black Ops 1 Zombies too. So my whole setup, including like monitor, keyboard, and mouse, because I didn't spend much on a keyboard and mouse, it was about $1,000, which, but it's not like cheap by any means, but it is for a setup. It's not bad at all. So I streamed with a low budget setup for a while, a very long time, and it worked perfectly fine. So I would say that people shouldn't overspend on a setup. They really shouldn't, because it's not necessary. When you first start streaming, you don't know where it's going to go. You don't know if you're going to get big. You don't know if you're going to spend hours and hours and not make any money or doing anything like that. So I think when you first start, you should try to spend as little as possible while still being able to stream, because you don't want to take such a big risk and lose all that money unless you're planning on getting a big beefy gaming PC anyway just to play games. But yeah, I spent probably the middle ground, about $1,000 on a setup, compared to somebody like Mitch who just had a console, or somebody who went out and bought like a $2,000 PC to stream on. So I think that streaming on a budget is possible. It's just you got to pick your parts right, and it's a lot more viable now compared to before, because prices on PC parts are a lot better now, I would say. But Mitch, why don't you tell us about your little setup you had going until about 3,000 followers?
Right. Okay, so for the first couple hundred, I would sit on my bed, right? I'd sit on my bed. I would prop up an iPad that I had. I didn't get the iPad for streaming. I had it. Prop up the iPad on a pillow. Pull up my chat. So I'd play a game from a TV that's mounted on my wall, from sitting on my bed, and have to look all the way to the left on this little iPad screen to read my chat. That's how I first started. Couple hundred followers later, and I got affiliate, and I was able to save up all my money. I bought a desk, and then I got a monitor. So I started streaming with like a monitor, and I was still using I actually, instead of using the iPad, I started using this Mac, and I actually still use it. For Christmas. My grandma and parents all pitched in, and they got me a Mac for just like, for whatever I wanted. Because they got my sister one. They thought, you know what, we'll get Mitch one too. Obviously he'll use it for whatever. Whether it's, you know, like whenever I go on vacation to watch videos, movies, or something. So I started using the Mac to read my chat and my single monitor to play the games. And how I would stream is I didn't use an Elgato. There's actually a Twitch app on the consoles, and you link your Twitch account on that Twitch app, and you can just broadcast straight from there using your headset and using your headset mic. So I would stream using that until I had 3,000 followers. I finally got, well, actually, a little bit before that, I got another monitor. So I had 2 monitors. And then finally, whenever I had 3,000 followers, I got a PC, and I got an Elgato along with a third monitor. And I got a Blue Yeti as well as my streaming microphone, and the microphone I'm using now. I got that, and now I have like an actual like full-blown stream setup. But I actually made a tweet a while back where it was like a picture of like the OG setup with my pillow propped up.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, so I'll put it in the Discord for you guys real quick so you can see it. But yeah, no, that was my original setup, was an iPad propped up on a pillow, and now I actually have like a 3-monitor setup, and I use an actual Elgato, not the console streaming anymore. But yeah, that was streaming on a low budget, and I like what you said, where it's like, doesn't really matter. You don't, in order to like get started streaming and to grow, you really don't need the most expensive stuff. And I feel like not trying to brag on myself or anything, but I feel like I'm one of like the living pieces of proof of it.
Yeah.
Because I started streaming on the shitty Twitch console app and an iPad, and like I was able to grow where I am now, and I actually have a setup now. But yeah, that's how I started on a low budget. Nick, do you have any experience with it?
No. No, I mean, like, the worst like I was ever at, like when I first started, was like I streamed like with the Elgato and like a PC. I don't know. Yeah, I got like the like Elgato one year for Christmas. So yeah, I was just kind of like slowly like, you know, like working towards like a fairly good setup. And then that's just like kind of like when like I mainly started streaming and everything.
Yeah, I think it's easier to start out with simply an Elgato and a PC to stream console gameplay compared to, because most PCs, modern PCs, can handle just encoding, like just like taking the gameplay from the Elgato and uploading it to Twitch. But if you wanted to play on PC and stream, that's where you're gonna have to get a more beefy PC, and that's why my situation was like, if I had that PC and streamed off a console, my streams would have looked amazing. But having a budget PC and playing PC is a lot more difficult, because you do need a lot of resources, and you might have to deal with some FPS drops, and it's a little bit more difficult. So I would say, for all you guys out there that want to start streaming, if you already have a console, use that Twitch app. Try to get maybe affiliate, a couple hundred followers or something using the Twitch app, because plenty of people will be down to watch you with just the gameplay and a mic. And then once you grow a little bit, maybe get an Elgato and plug it into whatever laptop you have, because most likely it'll work. And then after you grow a little bit more, if you feel like switching to PC, you can. If you feel like just playing on console but getting a better PC to do some encoding, you can do that too. But it's really up to you, and each situation is different. But I would recommend try spending as little money as possible on your setup when you're first starting to grow. I think the most important thing to spend money on would probably be a microphone, because nobody wants to hear a microphone that's going to destroy their ears. Although Mitch's microphone was pretty funny, it wasn't that bad. Like, just make sure you guys have a microphone that is acceptable, that works decently well and won't hurt somebody's ears. I think honestly, that's pretty important.
If you like, from my experience from back whenever I used the Twitch app, like I have a HyperX headset. That mic was fine. Obviously not as good as, you know, the Yeti, but like still, like, it's like you said, it's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, I like the headset mic. I like the rage when you had the headset mic. That shit was so fucking funny, man. I missed
I can still make this Yeti peak though. Mike, don't test me.
Dude, have you heard Nick's like webcam mic or whatever it is?
We don't talk about that.
When he goes wide cam and uses the fucking webcam mic. Oh no. Oh no.
Dude, this cord doesn't reach. Fuck. I was gonna show it, but it doesn't reach.
Oh, and you don't need an expensive webcam. If you guys are doing face cam, you don't need an expensive webcam. You really don't. Because, yeah, if you had your thing full screen, it might look a little bad. But when you end up shrinking it to the size of a face cam, pretty much anything is going to look okay. Like, it's really not going to be too bad.
Or if you're like me, you don't need a face cam at all.
Yeah, exactly. You could save money there.
Yeah.
And one more thing, I think people overspend on a keyboard and a mouse all the time. I am the prime example of the opposite. I have a $30 keyboard and a $30 mouse that I've been using for years. And I'm a streamer with over 4,000 followers. And I play zombies relatively competitively. And these cheap keyboard and mouse, like these guys, they work amazing for me. And I know some people are really into keyboards and mice and stuff like that. But if you're going for a setup, save your money on a keyboard or mouse and spend that elsewhere or save it. I think that's a huge suggestion I have, because cheap keyboards and cheap mice, they definitely will do the job for you 95% of the time. Do you have a Nick? Do you have an expensive keyboard?
No, I have the exact same keyboard you do, but I'm not a keyboard mouse player, and I'm shit on keyboard. So do not compare me to you, Smile.
There's my keyboard. But
I can't get my keyboard. No fucking way. Wait, can I? Oh.
Yours has more.
Is that Republic of Gamers?
No, that's Red Dragon. Oh my god.
Did it make like a loud fucking noise?
Yes.
Good one, Mike.
Yeah.
Like encouraging me to lift my keyboard made me break my mic.
But yeah, the Red Dragon makes some nice cheap mechanical keyboards. I like them. And my Corsair Harpoon mouse is just a simple wired mouse with 2 side buttons and a DPI controller on top. But it works well. Definitely does the job for me. All right, boys. I think that'll wrap up everything for today's podcast. I had a pretty great time today. It was really interesting talking to Mitch, hearing his perspective, because I know we all see Mitch on stream, but it's nice to hear some of the background, how he feels about certain topics and how he got to where he is today, and just the mind behind xblizzard22gaming. Today we talked to Mitch. We didn't just talk to Blizzard, if that makes sense. But we really appreciate you coming onto the podcast today, Mitch. I hope you had a good time, man.
Oh, I did. No, seriously. Thank you guys so much for having me on. It was really fun talking. I had a good time, and it was an honor. So thank you guys.
For sure,
Thank you for coming on, Mitch. We appreciate it.
Make sure you guys go check out Mitch. His links are going to be at the top of the description. His Twitch link, Twitter, and YouTube. Make sure you go follow him, subscribe to him, all that kind of stuff on everything. He puts out some amazing content. Now he's doing variety streaming, so whatever game you like, you might see it on his channel. He posts some funny videos on his YouTube too. And just his content altogether, super interesting, and I think you guys will really enjoy him. So make sure to go check him out. Go tell him that the SlowBroz sent you. But yeah, guys. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, make sure to drop a like if you're on YouTube. Subscribe to our channels. Links are all going to be in the description. If you guys are listening on Anchor or any other of the podcast platforms, make sure to go check out our YouTube channels. My YouTube channel is Big Mike, and Nick's YouTube channel is NicZombies. We have the video version of these podcasts on there. If you guys want to put a face to the voice, feel free to do so. We'd really appreciate it, trying to get our name out there, grow as much as possible. And thank you guys. Nick, you want to do a little outro for us?
You're acting like you didn't just do the fucking outro.
I don't know, man. You did the intro. You could say
Appreciate
bye.
you guys watching. Once again, Mitch, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. And then to wrap up this podcast, the next episode will be in about a week from now, not recording wise, but scheduled wise, and it will be with Shane, Shane's Creation. So yeah, that will also be an interesting episode. And yeah, we also can't wait to have Shane on.
All right, boys. Thanks, Mitch, once again. Really appreciate you coming on, my dude. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.